Okay, let's continue on with Here Comes the Sun. I hope you were able to make some progress on it. I'll probably break some things down in this video that are reoccurring items in the song. So just to review, we have the intro. I'm going to play it very slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then what's going to happen is that repeats back to the beginning. Once we get to those 3 open strings at the end of line 1, then we go to the second ending, which is the 4th line down. The 2nd finger up there on the high E, open, 3rd fret of the B string to the A7 chord. So I'm going to play the entire intro, nice and slow, a couple of times. Give you a play along to practice with. About here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm repeating. Fourth line. That's going to take us into the vocal. I'll go ahead and do that again for a play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeating. Fourth line. Once again, that'll take us into the vocal. And I'm going to re-stress that this song is much more about the feel, getting that nice up and down strum in the right hand that's focused and continuous and very relaxed. That's more important than making sure you hit exactly what's tabbed. As long as your fingers are moving properly through the tab, it's not going to matter a whole lot if you hit the exact strings each time. I certainly don't, but I know I can. It would still sound like the song if I was to play it for somebody, even if I don't play it perfect, because it's much more important to have the feel of the song than the exact notes. So we get through the intro, and then we get over to the next sheet, which basically has the chord and a recurring riff that happens throughout the song. Before we do that, I'm going to review the chords on the way I'm playing them. I'm playing the D, the G major 7. I have my my middle finger down on the 3rd fret, my 1st finger up on the 2nd fret of the high E. Kind of kicking out the A string. And then I'm going to the E7, which is open, 2, open, 1, 3, open. Back to the D. And then the recurring riff, kind of one of the signature riffs in this song. I'm going to play it a few times. When I get to the end of that riff, I'm landing with my 1st finger because that's going to take me right back to the D chord. So I'm coming off of the D chord, and I start on the 2nd fret. My 1st finger is already on the 2nd fret. So I'm letting all that ring. 4 3 0 2 3 0 0 3 0 2 3 0, and then separate notes. 3 2 open 2 D chord. So the vocal of the song actually starts. The first set of chords here are actually the chorus, where he says, "Here comes the sun, do 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 do," to the G major 7. "Here comes the sun," and I say, back to D, "It's all right," then the riff. So one of the things that I would do is I would isolate that second line and practice that by itself a little bit. It sounds very pleasant to practice. So I'd count myself off like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to the D chord. So what I want you to notice is that the riff, that second fret of the G string, starts on the and of 4 at the end of that measure where I'm playing that D chord on the second line. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. When we get to that D chord after the riff, that's where the first verse is going to be. "Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter," something like that. Okay, so I'm going to play the chords now, starting on the top of that second page. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the very beginning, play the introduction, and then continue right on to the second page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second page. From there, it's going to go back to the top of the page where he does another chorus. So whenever he's singing, "Here comes the sun, do 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 do, here comes the sun," and I say, "It's all right," That's the first two lines. That's the chorus. Whenever he's doing a verse, it's the next two lines. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. So your chorus is usually, not usually, the chorus is 2 lines long, and the verse is the next 2 lines. So now, let me go back to the second line in the on the second page there, because I want to stress that it's the pickup. That's that second fret that goes to the 4-3-0. That happens pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you launch into that, that's continuous eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's just the basic rhythm to the song, but that's a large portion of the song. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you some strums that are recurring, and I'm going to just try to do them by talking about them, because I don't want you to get bogged down in looking at the sheet. It's more about being able to hear it and feel it. So on the A7 chords, typically what you're going to be doing, you don't have to do it as you're initially learning the song. You can just strum through the A7, 1, 2, 3, 4, just strum through it. But what usually happens in the A7, if you want to practice it, starting now and then you'll be able to add it more easily later, is we play the A7, the ring finger comes up, goes back down, the pinky goes down, and then back up. I'm going to do that again. We start with the A7, lift, back down, pinky, back up on the pinky. And the way that sounds is like this. I'm going to play several in a row to give you something to practice along with. And once you feel comfortable playing that, whenever you get to an A7 in this song, you can just start playing it, the measure, this way. So I'm going to do it nice and slow, and I'm just going to play a bunch in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that very relaxed right hand, just that non-stop up and down motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play page 2, and each time I get to the A7, I'm going to play it that way now. So starting at the top of page 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there you go. That takes us a little further. Once again, listen to the song a lot. Try to get it in your head, and try to be able to hum along and sing along. Sing along while you're playing it once you get to the top of page 2. I don't care if you sing it in tune or not. I mean, just try to sing along with the chords you're playing. I'll do it right now. And I don't care whether it sounds good or not, but it helps you get a better feel for the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a cold morning. Little darling, it seems like ever since it's been cold. Okay? Song's not in a good key for me, but anyway, I sang along with it. It gives you a better sense of the song. So you can do that in your house when nobody's listening. Who cares, right? So I hope you are finding this reachable and doable. I haven't heard anything from you to the contrary, but if you need some more practice videos or something like that to go along with it to help you master it, let me know, and those will be forthcoming. Have a good one. Bye-bye.